So what I like to do is I like to take the cleaning times that Clean Proposal software gives you, and I like to take this and then go into the do-it-yourself advanced cost estimator. Although our assisted pricing estimator gives you a good number and it automatically feeds into your proposal over here, I like to have a little bit more detail and a little bit more control over my proposals. So I'll take this number here, 37 hours and 6 minutes, and I'll go back into the do-it-yourself calculator, and to save us some time, I filled out some of this information. So if you click this little gear icon here, you'll notice that we have payroll taxes, insurance, and overhead. And there are 9 essential expenses that should be in every single proposal. Here are 3 of them. So payroll taxes, insurance, and overhead. The other 3 are going to be inspectors, trainers, and your frontline cleaners. So we have inspectors on every single job. Why? Because we inspect what we expect, and that's our quality control. Then we have trainers. A lot of us, even our experienced people in the industry, will miss this one. There's a lot of turnover in our industry, and it takes a lot of money, time, energy, and effort to train those turnovers. And so I always allocate a minimum of 2 turnovers per year per location so that I can account for some of that cost in that particular building. That is no different from this labor here or no different from cleaning supplies. It is a direct cost associated with that facility. And then lastly, of course, I have our frontline staff. In this particular case, I'm going to say I have 5 people making $18 an hour, working 8 hours, 5 hours a night, which would give us the 40 hours of cleaning time that we have, approximately the 40 hours of cleaning time that we have on our automated price estimator. So now we have your cost per clean, your annual cost, and your monthly labor cost per labor type. And one of the cool features that I like about this too is that you notice that we have different types of labor at different rates of pay and at different frequencies. That is a powerful feature to have too. So you'll notice that the inspector is making $30 an hour, working 2 hours twice a month. And that you'll notice that the trainer is making $25 an hour, working 15 hours twice a year. And then our frontline staff, we have 5 people making $18 an hour, working 8 hours, 5 nights per week. That is a lot of power to have. So that is 6 expenses, 3 in here, 3 here. And now we're going to add additional expenses. So let me do that. So I've added the 3 additional expenses. And now we have the 9 essentials as the bare minimum for every single proposal. Unless, of course, you're a 1099 contract, you subcontract out your work. But if you're an individual or if you're, a mom and pop or a large corporation, you're seeking to grow and you're not doing 1099s, all of your bids need to have these bare essential expenses in them in order for you to scale and grow your business. Okay. So you're going to have your payroll, insurance, overhead. You're going to have an inspector, a trainer, and your frontline cleaning. Then you have your cleaning supplies, unless of course you're cleaning with air, right? You're going to have a tech fee, drive time / fuel. So obviously you're going to have cleaning supplies, but the tech fee and the drive time are 2 things that people often overlook, even experienced folks in our industry. So the tech fee is a technology fee. A lot of us don't account for the technology that we use, like this software is $49 a month for unlimited usage. So you want to try to recuperate some of that cost. You may have accounting software, inspection software, etc. So a technology fee to help recoup some of that cost. And plus, if you embed videos in your proposal and explain your cost structure to your prospects, because you can embed videos over here in the cover letter, just click this little edit pencil right here. And then there is a an icon in here where you can just embed a URL for a video. Anyways, let me close that and go back. It looks really good for your prospect when they see a technology fee. Okay, this guy is obviously serious and then drive time and fuel. A lot of us forget that it costs us a lot of time to drive, and it costs us a lot of fuel, obviously, to drive there. And with the expenses and fuels these days, you can't forget that. And then I always have another one, which is cell phone, because we reimburse our employees' cell phone expenses because we make them use the cell phone to log in, and it's for GPS location, for work orders, etc. So we give them that. So here are the 9 basic essentials for your expenses. And then you're going to add in your profit margin. So let's say you like to run on 30%. The software is going to tell you if you were to take a 30% profit margin on this particular account, you'd be making $8,737.35. And this would be your charge to your customer. But what gets even more powerful about this calculator is you can start to play around with these numbers and really get effective with your pricing. So let's say, for example, you're looking at this and you go, you know what? I think I should be making 10 grand on this client. So you can type in the $10,000 and the software will reverse engineer your numbers and tell you that if you wanted to make 10 grand, you're going to be making a 32.91% profit margin. And this is what your charge to your customer is. Now, let's say you're working with a customer that just has a tight budget. You can plug in all your numbers. And then your customer says, you know what, I can't do a nickel over 28.5. So you can type that in here and the software will reverse engineer the numbers again and say, if you're going to charge your customer $28,500, you would be making $8,112.86 at a profit margin of 28.47%. However, there is still more power here. Let's say you know the cleanable square footage. So let's say 65,000 square feet, I think we were saying in this particular building. The software is now going to tell you that you are charging 44 cents a square foot. But there is still more power, folks. You can also bid by the square footage. So let's say you're just curious to know what this would be at, I don't know, 36 cents a square foot. So you can just go in here and type in 36 cents. And the software will tell you if you wanted to charge 36 cents a square foot, you would be making 12.88% profit margin, $3,012 a month and 86 cents. And this is what your charge to your customer would be. And keep in mind, folks, this is all just going to automatically feed into your proposals into the compensation section. So we'll click on that. And here is your number automatically feeding into the proposal. So you'll see that you have a lot more power. You can play with a client that has a specific budget, and the software will tell you what your profit margin is and your cash flow. You can work based on your cash flow. Let's say you want to make $7,500. It will tell you what your profit margin is. Let's say you work strictly on profit margins. You can just enter that information here and the software will tell you what you're making, or you can charge by the square footage. All in the power of your hands with Clean Proposals. And then if you charge sales tax to your services, you can just click here, add your sales tax, and the calculator will compensate for that as well. Sign up for your free trial, folks. Make sure you have this power of Clean Proposals as part of your arsenal. We look forward to your feedback and you making money with the software.